The moment the woman arrived in heaven after her death, she didn't even have time to grieve before an unbelievable surprise awaited her. Two men rushed forward at the same time and embraced her. One was Larry, the husband she had been married to for 65 years, and the other was Luke, her first love, who had been killed in battle 67 years ago.
I never dreamt you this clearly.
You're exactly how I dreamt you.
Larry couldn't understand it. He had waited months for his wife to arrive, only to see her reunited with his rival. The heavenly administrator offered a solution. Joanne would be given a special visa, allowing her to experience eternal life with each husband once before making her final choice. One of the three would have to be eliminated, and all of this started a few months earlier. On the day Larry died at a party in his own home, it was supposed to be a gender reveal party for their grandchildren, with the whole family laughing together until an old photograph stirred up trouble. Someone jokingly said that Luke looked more handsome and more like a real father. The comment deeply wounded Larry's pride, and at that moment, an accident happened. When Larry opened his eyes again, he found himself on a strange train, surreal scenery outside the windows. A cold voice came over the loudspeaker, welcoming him to the junction, an eternal transit station between life and death. Larry couldn't accept that he was dead. He thought he had been kidnapped and desperately tried to get help. His afterlife coordinator, Anna, finally arrived. The girl with the bright blue wig told him there were countless eternal worlds he could choose from. Whether he wanted to live in the Middle Ages or even go to a world where smokers never get cancer, anything was possible. All Larry wanted was to go back to his wife Joanne. But Anna told him that life and death were separate paths with no turning back. The only thing he could do was choose an eternal world or stay here and wait. So in order to wait for Joanne, Larry chose to stay. Joanne experiences one eternal date with each of her two husbands. Luke takes Joanne to the snow-covered mountain world they once dreamed of when they were young. Everything there is as perfect as a dream. They walk hand in hand across a swaying suspension bridge, as if they had returned to their carefree youth. Joanne is deeply moved. She says she never truly recovered in the 2 years after Luke died. Luke waited a full 67 years and says even a lifetime of waiting is worth it for eternity. To make their date even more perfect, Luke takes Joanne to the archives of the eternal worlds. There they can relive any memory from their lives. Deep inside the tunnel, the scene of their first meeting appears. The innocence of it makes them both shy, but when the image shifts to the dock, it shows the moment Luke left for war. Saying goodbye to Joanne, seeing their painful farewell again, Luke turns away in anguish. What hurts him even more is the next memory, which shows Larry at the same dock proposing to a grieving Joanne. Why was he at our dock? Luke cannot let it go. This once perfect date ends with a trace of bitterness.